Water. We use it every day of our lives. We need water to survive. But what happens when that water disappears? All farmers have built their life on water. They need water so that we have food. No water equals no food.
So I'm Craig Hornan. I've been farming here for 30 years. Started doing farm work when I was in the 4th grade. So our farming operation here is a joint venture between my brother and myself. We also have another property that involves our mother. We've been through all sorts of climatic issues, 100-year freezes, no water, drought, declining markets, increased regulation, you name it, we've been through it all. Water issues in California have been getting progressively worse for a number of years. The last few years have been basically the pinnacle of the impending disaster. Environmentalists, they don't understand how the balance was put together in the 60s and 70s. And their whole focus is to get rid of farming, let the land go back to native grasses and species, and take the water and try to reintroduce or introduce new species into California from an environmental standpoint. So if you take the farming away, then you basically put people out of work. You're not going to be selling tractors, you're not going to be selling vehicles, you're not going to be going out to dinner, you're not going to be doing any of those things. So water is basically the driving force for everything here. You take the water away, you diminish or completely decimate the tax base, and you will decimate the communities. Long way around the barn to say that water is everything to us.
I'm Matt Rosa. My father and my uncle own Rosa Brothers Milk Company and MF Rosa Dairy, which are a local dairy farm operation and creamery here in Hanford and Tulare. The drought has affected me and my family in that obviously there's a water shortage, and we've taken note of that. On the farm, we've had to take more caution in our water usage. We've really tried to limit how much we've used, and in an attempt to save water, because as we've seen, a lot of dairies around our place have had dry wells recently, and we've experienced this with one of our older wells. Luckily, our newer well has held out pretty far, but we have experienced this shortage of water firsthand, and so we've taken measures to try and combat that by saving water. The biggest thing that we can do is, like I said, to limit our usage and not splurge. You know, it's like anything else. Easy come, easy go. If you waste it, then it'll be gone. But if you preserve it, then you'll have it for a longer period of time, and this problem could be evaded in the future.
Everything that you do will help the situation, but you can't really do much until you understand what the situation is. So being educated and getting informed is a very important aspect. You have talked to a lot of the kids even today. Where does milk come from? It comes from the store. No, milk comes from a dairy. That's what we're missing. They don't understand this link. And that link is really tied to water. All of it's tied to water, period. We will always be in a drought situation as far as I'm concerned. We've had excessive rainfall the last month and a half, which is great, but we depleted water out of our underground for 4 years. And that's not going to be filled back up overnight. If you want to help and understand where we're going and what things you can do, you need to understand what the real problem is. If we don't have a water source, then we have no society. It's that simple.
Help farmers and conserve water. After all, if they lose their farms, we lose our future.